You are listening to the Project Management Podcast. We bring project management topics to beginners and experts. Find us on the web at pmpodcast.blogspot.com or send your emails to pmpodcast@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome to show number 33. I am Cornelius Fichtner. This is the Project Management Podcast for the 20th or rather 22nd of May 2006. Hey, I hope you missed me last Saturday. I was in Las Vegas attending a PMI seminar, so the show comes a few days late to you. And this is also just a short, quick show in which I will be focusing on project management methodologies and mostly on project management templates. So let's get started with a couple of announcements and move right into these helpful resources for you. First thing I want to ask you is, do you have a telephone right next to you at this very moment? If you do, why don't you pick it up and call the United States 206-339-6520. Let me repeat that so you can dial it. So that's United States 206-339-6520. This is my listener feedback line, and you can leave a voicemail, and you can tell me whether you like the show or whether you don't like the show, whether you agree with something that I say on the show or whether you disagree, or you can just leave a general feedback about your view on project management, and I will make sure that I play your input right here on the show. Yeah, and that's about it for the announcements I have for you today. This episode is sponsored by ebooks.com and their wide selection of project management related books featuring Project Portfolio Management, written by Harvey Levine and Max Weidman. Project Portfolio Management goes beyond the typical project management approach to offer a set of proven business practices that can help executives, program managers, and project managers bring projects into alignment with the strategies, resources, and executive oversight of the overall enterprise. Buy this book from ebooks.com straight from the PM Podcast's website. Just click on the buy button. Oh wait, I thought of a couple more announcements here. First one, I am using a new microphone. You may notice a change in the sound quality here, and I would appreciate your feedback. Let me know what you think, if this sounds any better than what the show sounded previously. Still have to fiddle a little bit with the sound, improve it probably in the future, but I'd like to go this way from here on forward. And the second item that I just thought of is, have you ever missed a show of the Project Management Podcast, even though you're using iTunes? Well, there's a way to change the settings in iTunes about downloading all shows. This is what you do. Start iTunes and select Edit, Preferences, and then in that dialog window that you get, click on the Podcasts tab. And there is an option that says when new episodes are available. In that option you can select to do nothing, you can select to download the most recent one, but what you want to do is you want to select download all. So if you wait 2 or 3 weeks to download episodes of this show, next time you update your podcast through iTunes, it will automatically download every single show that I have published, and you will not miss one. Isn't that perfect? And now let's move on with the helpful resources for you. Today's helpful resources focus mainly on project management methodologies and also on project management templates. I got an email about a week ago from a listener and I can't find the email anymore. It is driving me nuts. Let me paraphrase what the listener said. He said, I'm a new project manager, new to the field, and the amount of methodologies out there is kind of confusing, and also when they talk about templates in these methodologies, they usually don't give any examples. Could you point me in the right direction and give me a few examples? Well, I responded and said, sure I can. Why don't you listen to the next show? And I wanted to thank the listener for asking this question because it is a valid question, and I don't even know your name anymore because I can't find your email. Very sorry about this. You know who you are, but hey, here are my resources for you to get ahead in your search for project management methodologies as well as templates. Let me start out with the IIL, the International Institute for Learning. Now, this is not a template, no. This is a free webinar on project management methodology. This is by George Pitagorsky. He's a PMP. And in this 1-hour webinar, you will hear an introduction to using web-based project management methodologies. This is definitely something that you may want to look at if you're new to project management methodologies and you'd like to get a general overview of how web-based methodologies work. The next resource comes to us from the Michigan State at www.michigan.gov. They have freely given away their project management methodology, and it is cleverly named PMM, as in project management methodology. They have a wealth of templates that they offer: charters, plans, status reports, issues, documents, etc. And they also give you various related documents, like they give you an overview, they give you a PM desk reference, something that I always advocate. Cut it down, make it small, make it easy for the user so you have an overview of it all. This is a very good project management methodology worth your looking into. Next on the list is project management checklists and templates. This is a website by Phil Wolf, and Phil is giving you again a wealth of project management templates, checklists, etc. Now, what I like particularly about this one here is he doesn't just give you all these templates: project initiation kickoff report, initiation report, an end approval report, change request forms, etc., etc., etc. He doesn't just give you those, he also gives you examples. I think that for most of these templates that he has up here, he gives you an example issues log, an example project initiation approval document. So you can actually take his templates, look at them in their empty form, and then look at the examples. What's supposed to be filled in here? How is this supposed to be used? So this goes the extra mile by giving you these examples. Very nicely done, Phil. At this point, I'd also like to mention once again the 10-step project management methodology. 10-step allows you to sign up for free, and then you can browse through their overviews of the methodology. 10-step, as it says, is a 10-step methodology in project management. Very simple, very straightforward for us practitioners on how to implement a project management methodology. Of course, I have to also mention at this point, I'm a 10-step affiliate, and if you should decide to buy the 10-step methodology for your company, I get a little bit of a kickback from your purchase, which will enable me to keep my site and my expenses for the project management podcast low, and to keep them going as well. When talking about project management methodologies, of course, we cannot ignore specific software development methodologies, usually known as the Systems Development Lifecycle, or SDLC. I found a lovely 4-page overview by James Chapman on these system development life cycles. He talks about the waterfall methodology, and he also talks about the spiral methodology. And what I really like is he gives you a graphical overview over these two methodologies. And just by comparing these two, you can see the major difference in approach. The waterfall methodology, of course, you start at the beginning, you have a concept and you move on to the next phase, and you do all of this just once. However, in the spiral methodology, it is very nicely shown in the graphic here. Imagine a face of a clock with the hands going around, and the system design is at around 4 o'clock, and every time that the hand of the watch goes around and it hits 4 o'clock, you're once again in the system design phase. So this is a good graphical overview and a nice description also of these two particular software development methodologies that James is giving us here. And finally, a whopper of an overview site. This is by the University of Portsmouth, and it is their PM methodology overview. Let me count these. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, roughly 17 project management methodologies that they give you here as an overview on 12 pages. So 17 on 12 pages, they're not going into much depth. But if you just need to know the bare minimum, just the basics about what is Prodigy, what is project management scalable methodology, what is method 1, 2, 3, Prince 2, etc., then this is a good reference document that will enable you to understand the basic principle of these methodologies, compare them against each other, and when you're in the process of, we need a project management methodology for a project that's about medium size in this area, this particular document may help you to find the methodology that you are looking for. So much for these resources. As always, you can find a link to each one of these items on the blog. That's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. Next week we will have the promised interview with Christine Munson, in which I'll be talking with her about how to get things done. As always, you can find us on the web at pmpodcast.blogspot.com or send your emails to pmpodcast@gmail.com. And when you write, please tell me where in the world you are writing from. Until next time.